and we'll be doing a warrior flow this morning. Veerabhadrasana flow. So we'll be doing warrior 1, Veerabhadrasana 1, Veerabhadrasana 2, and 3, and adding in some twists and some beautiful flow. This morning, this will be a flow we do regularly, and we are going to be concluding the sequence, the flow, with a nice deep Samadhi experience that I will bring you into. So it'll be a longer Savasana. If you have to go and get a blanket or a cushion in front of your knees or anything, because we'll be going directly from our flow into Samadhi, anything to make up your comfortable Samadhi nest, I invite you to do that now. So we're going to begin in a seated position. I'm going to turn this on. Coming to a nice comfortable seat. Feeling the earth below you. Beginning to breathe into that lower abdomen. Deep belly breaths as we trigger and activate that parasympathetic nervous system relaxation response. Diving the attention inward, and take this moment to scan your inner being. Scan your physical body, scan inner sensations. Just check in with yourself and notice where you're at right now with no judgment, just observation. Just getting used to practicing that muscle of going in and really checking in what's going on inside of you. The sensations, the emotions, your physical body, where your mental capacities are at the moment, just noticing where you're at with love, with a sense of love and compassion for yourself and acknowledging yourself. And as we move through this practice, this is going to be a little more of a tapas practice. So it takes a little more effort than like a yin practice. Remembering you always have the invitation to take a break at any time if you need it. If there's pain, always back off. Come to a seated position, standing, child's pose, whatever resting pose works for you. We invite you to play the edge in this practice. So just like a rubber band, we don't want to stretch it out and snap it. It's not going to be loose either. It's not the time to be resting on the couch watching TV. This is a time to put forth some gentle effort for yourself. So play the edge and hold that edge. That feels so good, edge. You don't go into the hurt and the pain in yoga. And honoring yourself, always checking in with where you're at and honoring that. This is a sovereign, autonomous, solitary practice. We're going to be in our own selves as we move through, noticing what's going on inside us, the sensations in the physical body. We're taking some time this morning to really be with our own self. And so that will be noticing what's going on very physically, sensually in our body, emotionally. And if thinking and thoughts and grocery lists and worries or concerns, and we start to move into that thinking energy, you can just bring yourself back once you notice, kindly and gently, into the practice of noticing what's going on in your body and being very present to the present moment sensations in your being for sacred embodiment. And another thing that really helps with our sacred embodiment and becoming more connected in our life force, immersing the body, is to build the life force energy within us. And we'll do that through engaging our bandhas. We have the 3 bandhas. All 3 are mala bandha. When we engage all 3, we invite you to engage all 3 throughout the practice whenever it's comfortable to do so. Mula Bandha is that pelvic floor. We're going to feel an engagement, gentle engagement, not a clenching of the pelvic floor and a lifting up. Second is the Uddiyana Bandha. We're right below the navel, and that lifts up, engages and lifts up. So it's right above the belly button, and we can breathe below in the lower abdomen. And Jarandala Bandha, the chin comes in slightly, and the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. And when we engage these locks or these seals, none of this life force prana can leak out of our body as we breathe and hold poses. We're going to create more life force inside our body for transformation and embodiment. So let's begin by setting an intention. Setting an intention in the positive and setting it in the present moment, as if this intention, this heart's desire you wish is already happened now. And I invite you to set that into your consciousness now. Beautiful. Setting that intention and surrendering it to the universe and letting the universe know this or better, this or better. Our minds can only imagine so high, and sometimes the universe has an even higher possibility that our brains and our conscious minds can't even think of now. So we surrender that to this or better. So let's come to a standing position. And let's just begin shaking out the legs, shaking out the arms, just waking the body up in twists. Get the body warmed up a little bit. Beautiful. Let's do some tapping. Front of the legs, the back of the legs, front of the legs, the belly. The arms, just waking the body up. And lightly tap the face with the fingertips and the scalp. Back of the neck and the shoulders. Beautiful. Let's do a little bit of cross patterning to connect that right and left brain. Let's do the shoulders first. I like to start real easy. This is really good for connecting that right and left brain. Helps with learning, memory, just functioning during the day. Now we're going to go to the knee, opposite hand with the opposite knee. And then we're going to do the foot. So we're going to do foot. And you can do, as you do this foot, you can do the opposite shoulder. Beautiful. And we're going to do our breath of joy before we move into our flow. So we're going to inhale the arms straight up in front of us. And we're going to inhale those arms open as we open the heart. Inhale those arms straight up, reaching up to the highest consciousness. And then we're going to exhale, coming all the way down. So let's do that together. Finding your pace. One more time. And just hanging in forward fold for a moment, feeling that sensation. Maybe feeling a nice stretch on the lower back, and let's come up very slowly, keeping the head and arms down, just allowing the spine, one vertebrae at a time, to come up. And coming up nice and slowly. Beautiful job. All right, we're going to open up the legs. We're going to be in a nice wide stance. Feet are facing front for the moment, and we're going to adjust the foundation. So the first thing we do in any yoga pose is we set the foundation where our body is on the earth. Right now my feet are on the earth, so that's my foundation. If I was in cobra, or if I was in up dog, my pelvis would be on the earth. So it changes according to the poses. But with this warrior flow, we're going to have basically our feet on the earth. So I'm going to take my left foot, my front, I'm going to make that my front foot, and that's going to go 90 degrees facing the short edge of the mat. And my back leg is going to come in about 30 degrees. The heel of my front foot is going through the arch of my back foot. Sometimes you can just line up the heels. So we're setting the foundation, and now we're setting some alignment as well. And then we're going to bring this front knee so it's right over the ankle. Now it can go back a little, but if it goes forward, it starts to put tension on the knee, and we want to take good care of our knees so they last us a lifetime. And you can adjust your stance. If you need to make it a little bit narrower, to make it a little easier for you, you can do that. You can even make it a little wider to challenge yourself more. And we're going to take our hips and our pelvis is facing forward. So it's facing me, I'm facing you. So bring those arms out. Try to have the front arm the same height as the back arm. And we're not going to hinge forward in this warrior. We're going to stay upright, and we're just going to turn the head to gaze out over those front fingertips. And we are in Veerabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. We're going to engage those bandhas and breathe. Standing in your power, ready for divine action. One more breath. And on your next exhale, we're going to bring the back hand to the back leg, and we're going to move the front arm up into reverse warrior. Viparita Veerabhadrasana. Heart is open, engaging those bandhas, and let's breathe. Open heart, surrendered, receiving. Nice deep inhale as you reach those extended fingertips up. And on the exhale, we're going to bring the hand down, and we're going to swoop that arm to very gently rest on this front thigh. Back arm is going to come up alongside the body. We're in side angle now. Very little weight here. Most of the energy is in your feet, not resting where you're using your muscles to hold you up. Engaging those bandhas, and let's breathe. Inhale, reaching into those fingertips. Exhale, we're going to straighten that leg. And we're going to move into a triangle. So we're going to bring this arm down. This is where you can use a block if you like. Okay. That helps. We don't want to lock this front leg, but we want to keep it as straight as we can. Try to see if you can stack the arms, stack the shoulders. Let's engage those bandhas and breathe in triangle, Trikanasana. deep inhale as you extend those fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, bringing that hand down, and we're going to bring a hand on both sides of the front foot. We're setting up for reversed revolved triangle. Take that back foot and bring it 90 degrees like the front. This right hand is rooted into the earth. We're going to twist in our Viparita Trikanasana, revolved triangle. Engaging those bandhas, and let's breathe. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bringing that hand down. And you can take that back foot and adjust it again to 30 degrees. And we're going to exhale and allow the body to rest forward in our pyramid pose. Taking a few deep breaths here, engaging the bandhas in pyramid. Fully present with the self. One more breath. Beautiful job. And we are going to move into Veerabhadrasana One now. So we're going to set it up. Foundation is set. Feet are all set. Bringing that knee over the ankle. We're going to come up. You can hold on to this front thigh if you like. We're going to start to move into some alignment. So the knee is over the ankle. And I'm going to take these hips and square them. My right leg is back, so I'm going to take this right hip and move it forward. And often that right leg back pulls that right hip back a little too. So here we are in our pose, all set up, foundation in alignment, bringing those arms up, engaging those bandhas, and let's breathe in Veerabhadrasana One. Again, the warrior, fully empowered, waiting to be guided and prompted by divine action. Nice deep breath, inhaling. And then on the exhale, we're going to take a step with the back foot as we prepare for Warrior Three. So this is a balance. It's a little advanced pose. Do your best. If you need to hold on to a wall or a chair, please feel free to do that. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring all the weight onto this front foot. And we're going to hinge forward. And we're going to allow that back leg to come up. And we're going to bring the arms up. And engage the bandhas and breathe. One more breath. And coming down. Beautiful. And we're going to face forward facing me. Feet are facing me as well. Nice wide stance. And we're going to bring the arms out into our 5-pointed star. Beautiful thing about this 5-pointed stars is there's 5 lines of energy. And as we go through this practices, we're going to learn more. I'm going to add in the lines of energy, but I'm going to add it in for this pose only for this practice. This is a more masculine pose, a more yang pose. So all the energy is going to be coming from the solar plexus, this power center here. It's going to be moving down both legs and into the feet and into the earth. These are 2 of the 5 points. It's going to come up the core of the body, through the heart, out both arms and fingertips. And then it's going to go straight up and out the crown. That's the 5th line of the 5-pointed star. So let's engage our bandhas, engage these 5 lines of energy, and bring in the prana and life force with the breath. One more breath. Extending out in those lines of energy, and on the exhale, bringing the hands to the hips. Beautiful job. And we're going to move into our goddess. So we're going to take these heels in. Feet are pointed out. So we have kind of, I call them froggy feet. And we're going to bend those knees. And the knees are going to bend so they're going over the feet. Nice squat. Now find your squat. This may be your squat. Some people, I have some friends that go way down here. So find what feels good for you today. I'm going to be kind of middle of the road as usual here. Bringing the arms up, the hands and the palms can either face out to the world, or if you need extra love and attention today, bring your palms into yourself. Just that message to yourself. I'm sending you love. I'm sending you energy. And we're going to engage those bandhas and breathe in our goddess. Deep breath in, and then coming up. Hands on the hips, and we're going to move into wide leg forward fold here. So we're going to stick that tailbone out, and we're going to begin to hinge at the hips. Allowing the hips to hinge, keeping the head and the heart unmoving until you get to your edge with your hinge, and then allow the spine to round and the head to come down. Bringing the hands down to the floor, and this is where you can use a block if you like as well. Bring that floor up a little higher. Engage those bandhas and let's breathe. And you can always grab your elbows to deepen the stretch in the lower back a little. Beautiful job. And let's go side to side. A little side stretch. You can bend that knee a little and feel the stretches. And the other side. And coming back to center. Bring the hands to the hips. We're going to lift the head first. Very important to lift the head and the heart. Let the head lead you up to protect that lower back. Coming up. Head first. Beautiful job. And we're going to move to the opposite side for our warrior flow. So the front foot is 90 degrees again, facing the small edge of the mat. Back foot is about 30. Front heel's going through the arch of the back leg. I'm going to bring that knee so it's right over the ankle. If it really wants to go forward, bring in widen that stance. Just bring that foot a little forward to widen the stance. Beautiful. Hips are facing me. Bringing those arms out, same height, and just turning the head to gaze out over those front fingertips. Engaging all the bandhas and bring in the prana with the breath. Deep inhale as you extend both fingertips out, being that empowered warrior. And on the exhale, dropping the back arm to the back leg, reaching that front arm up into our reverse warrior. Gauging the bandhas, and let's breathe as the heart is open, the heart is surrendered. We are in a receptive, more feminine mode, bringing in the prana. On your next inhale, reaching those fingertips up. On your inhale and on the exhale, bringing that arm to rest gently on the front thigh. Back arm comes up alongside the body in our side angle. Very little weight here in this arm. Engaging those bandhas and bring in the prana. Deep breaths. Inhaling deeply as you extend those fingertips. Exhale, straightening that leg. Bringing this lower arm down to the floor or a block. And triangle pose, Trikanasana. Engaging those bandhas and breathe. Doing a great job. Next inhale, reaching those extended fingertips up to the sky. Exhaling them down, bringing a hand on either side of the front foot. Adjusting that back foot to 90 degrees for our twist. Now my left hand is rooted into the block or the earth, and I'm going to twist away from you. You're going to twist away from me as we raise the right arm up into our Viparita Trikanasana, revolved triangle. Engaging the bandhas, and let's bring in the life force with the breath. Back heel is reaching down towards the mat. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, bringing that hand down into our pyramid. And you can adjust the back foot so it's 30 degrees again. And bringing the body down towards that extended front leg. And breathe in this beautiful pyramid pose, noticing sensation, fully present to the body. One more breath. And moving into our warrior one, we're going to adjust that foundation a little bit. We're going to come up to the knee first and come up. Start to prepare for our Veerabhadrasana One. So my knee I'm going to bring right over the ankle. I'm going to square my hips. This back thigh is engaged. Bring those arms up. In my warrior, we can be out. We can be straight up. Knees right over the ankle. Engage those bandhas. Gazing forward as that empowered warrior. And breathe. Inhale, reaching those fingertips up. Exhale. We're going to take a step with the back leg forward closer. And we're going to, you can bring those arms down. We're going to prepare for our balancing pose of Warrior 3, Veerabhadrasana 3. First thing we're going to do is bring all that weight onto this front standing leg. This is my right leg here. All the weight on the right leg, the front leg. And we're going to begin to hinge. And as we hinge, we're going to bring the back leg up, the arms out. And engage the bandhas and breathe. Inhale and exhale back down. Beautiful job. You can face forward. We're going to go through our star, goddess, and forward fold one more time and then come down to the floor. Engaging those bandhas, engaging those 5 lines of energy, and breathe. One more breath. Inhale, extending into those lines of energy. Exhale those hands down to the hips. Bring those heels in, feet out. Preparing for goddess, bending those knees into a nice goddess squat. Arms up, palms open. Engage the bandhas and breathe. Fill the body with prana. Open heart. One more breath. And coming up, move into our wide leg forward fold, sticking that tailbone out and beginning to hinge. Hinging at the hips. The head and the heart are the last to come down to protect that lower back. And releasing, allowing the spine to round, the head to come down, bringing the hands down to the earth. You wrap the shoulders, the elbows. You can bring the hands to the small of the back if you like. You can also bring the hands behind the calves, right on the calves, and pull the body a little closer in. And breathe. You just bend the knees and do a little bit of side-to-side stretching. Find your own rhythm here. Go to either side. Allowing the body to stretch a little bit. Beautiful. Bringing the hands back to the hips, lifting the head, lifting the heart as you hinge your way up. Beautiful job. And let's come to just a standing pose and shake the body out. Beautiful job with the warrior flow. Let's do some twists. Release and relax everything. Let your time come in. Good morning, baby. He's got a couple ways to come in. Good morning, baby. There he is. There's our Xander. And we're going to come down to the mat with our standing yoga mudra, which I really love because this is a real honoring of our own hearts. As the heart will be the highest organ in the body as we hold this pose. So we're going to clasp the hands behind us, just a gentle clasp of the hands behind us. And we're going to extend them out. We're going to begin to hinge forward. And down, arms Hands are extending up towards the sky. Head is gently coming down. And the heart is our highest organ. So we're going to take a few breaths here as we really honor our heart as that wisest counsel that we can access right now in our body. And breathe. Nice deep inhale, reaching those hands up to the sky. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. And we're going to come to a seated position. Right here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a balancing bear pose. And I'm going to invite you to do one leg at a time first, and then challenge you to do both legs. If not, just continue to do one leg at a time. So we're going to have both the feet, the heels are on the mat, spread those knees open a little bit. Grasp this left leg or right leg, whatever leg you want to start with, and just opening that leg up. Feeling a nice stretch, and you can even bring it a little wider. And stretch. And bringing that leg down. I'm going to grab the other leg, the outside of the other foot, and bring that leg out. Nice stretch. And breathe. Maybe bring that leg out wider. Always honoring that edge, playing that edge. You play the edge, you just get a little better every day without going into forcing the body. Let's go to the other side again. Opening that leg up, feeling a nice stretch. Bringing it wider. Keeping those bandhas engaged and the breath flowing. Coming back. Move to the other side. Bring that back, and then let's try both. So we're going to lift those heels so we're balancing. And then if you can, it's honoring your body and what you can do. Bring those legs out little by little out. And this might be your pose. Get them out a little straighter. Finding where you're at, finding your edge. And if you practice every day or every time we do this practice, you will get better and better. Finding a drishti, because this is a balance. So we find a drishti, that's a point in front of us that we will gaze at. It's not moving to help us with our balance. Engaging the bandhas, and let's take 2 more breaths. Beautiful, releasing those legs down. Good job. Good job. And here we are now. We're going to practice the boat pose. This is another somewhat challenging, more advanced pose. We're going to need to balance. So we're going to be using the drishti again. And find where you're at, where you're capable of doing, especially if you're new to yoga. We're going to be balancing back on our sacrum. Feel that. And we're going to lift those knees up, and we're going to straighten the legs out, bring the arms to the side. So let's do half boat first. Here we are in half boat. This may be where your pose is. You can even hold the hands on your calves here, this gastrocnemius muscle. And then if you can move into the full boat. Engaging the bandhas and breathe. Find that drishti. One more breath. I like to go back into half boat and then come out. Beautiful job. And I'm going to invite you, if you like to challenge you don't have to take this challenge, but you can, is to do a few stomach exercises in the boat. So it would go like this, just coming in and out in the boat to tone those abdominal muscles. Keeping the breath flowing. And when you're ready, come into a stop. Beautiful job. And we're going to scoot up to the front end of the mat. And we're going to move into some spinal rocks. It's a great massage on the back muscles. And only do this if you have enough cushion. If not, just come gently down onto your back. And finishing up, laying on your back. You do just a couple poses. And we're going to move into a Samadhi. So let's move into our bridge to begin with. We're going to have the hands down on the mat, face down, pressing into the feet. Let's lift those hips up halfway just to warm up. This might be your full bridge. Taking a couple breaths here. This is Xander. He is the ecstatic yoga kitty cat. And exhale as you come down one vertebrae at a time. You'll see him in a lot of our videos. And let's go into a full bridge if we can now. Then invite you to put a block between your knees so that we train them not to go wide open, if you'd like. Pressing into the feet, lifting those hips. We're going to come up onto our shoulders as we bring the hands underneath us, clasping the hands and feeling that nice arch in the back, a nice back bend. Engaging those bandhas and breathe. One more breath. And on the exhale, releasing the hands, releasing the shoulders, coming down one vertebrae at a time, releasing that block. Let's bring those knees up towards the chest. Release and relax the lower back. You can rock back and forth. Let's bring those legs up for a little inversion. Big and wide. Up again. Give those veins a little break. If you want to come up into half shoulder stand, you can do that. I invite you to take one foot and see if you can point that down onto the floor. Back up. And the other foot. And we can hinge over and plow. Or if you're just lifting the legs, just keep them lifted. The veins love that vacation. And let's curl those legs in. Bring the hands down to the mat and let the body roll slowly down. We're going to move into a nice twist. So let's take the right leg out straight, the left leg. Let's take the left leg out straight. Right knee is bent and right foot on the earth right now. Coming up onto that left hip just a little. If you're going to be rolling over your left side, just an inch. Taking the right knee over to the left hand on the right knee, guiding it over. Beautiful job. Right arm is extended out 90 degrees, and you're going to turn your head to gaze out over those right fingertips. And surrender and breathe into this nice, beautiful twist. And releasing that right leg. Coming back to center. And we're going to swap legs. So now the right leg is out straight, left leg bent. Coming up onto that right side just an inch or two. Bringing the left leg over to the right. Left arm out 90 degrees, gazing out over those left fingertips. And breathe and relax. And releasing that leg. Coming back to center. Let's bring those knees into the chest again. Rocking back and forth. Let's bring those feet together in our Baddha Konasana or supine Baddha Konasana or your supine butterfly or Supta Baddha Konasana in Sanskrit. Let's rock back and forth in our butterfly. And then let's pull those feet in towards the body gently and feel a nice hip opener. Breathing, fully connected to the body, noticing sensation. And then releasing the feet. And we're going to bring those knees out wide so they're aligned outside the armpits. Feet are facing the sky. Small of the back, lumbar spine is resting on the earth. The butt isn't lifting up. And we're going to gently with the hands are on the outsides of the feet. And we're going to pull those feet down. Knees are coming in towards the armpits. This beautiful hip opener, happy baby. Baby pose, baby. We're moving to happy in a minute. Breathing into the lower abdomen, noticing sensations, fully present to the self. Finding that sense of inner stillness as you hold the pose. And releasing those feet, just moving into happy baby. Kicking around, Ananda Balasana. Just enjoying moving in your body, creating embodiment. This is what you did as a baby. Babies do to explore their body. I invite you to, at this time, if there's any pose that you wanted to do or you're feeling your body's craving, to do that now. And when you're ready, we're going to be moving into some releases and then our Samadhi. So let's begin with our hula. Feet are on the mat, knees are up. We'll put our hands right here on our hips. We're going to take that right hip down towards the right heel. The back is flat on the mat, nothing lifts up. Left hip is coming up towards the left armpit. We're swiveling the hips. Nothing's lifting up off the mat. We're flat on the mat. And we're going to switch now. So the right hip is coming up towards the armpit as the left hip drops down towards the left heel. And continuing to swivel those hips in your hula. Keeping everything on the mat, on the earth. And breathe. Nice, slow, repetitive movements, noticing sensation. Fully present to your body. The aliveness within your body. Keeping that breath flowing. Coming back to center. We're going to move into hip pointers. So now we are going to lift one butt cheek and one hip at a time up off the earth. So let's root the right butt cheek and hip into the earth. And let's lift up that left hip and butt cheek and point that hip up towards the sky and the heavens. It'll be a little diagonal. And releasing that down. And go to the right side, lifting the right hip up, pointing that right hip up towards the sky. Adding a little twist just for some extra release in the lower back. And coming down and continuing. Nice, slow, repetitive hip pointer movements. At your own pace. Fully absorbed in your own energy. Your own sensations. These slow, repetitive movements. And coming back to center, we're going to move into cat-cow, supine cat-cow. So moving into our cat, we're going to feel the small of the back press into the earth, tailbone tucks under. Flexion of the spine. And in our cow, we're going to arch that small of the back up off the mat. So you're going to feel that lumbar spine arching up off the mat. The back may still be on the mat, but this spine is arched up off and in a little back bend. Tailbone is sticking in towards the earth. Moving that is our extension, moving back and forth in cat-cow, flexion and extension of the spine. Slow, repetitive movements as you really bring your awareness to all the sensations and breathe. Grateful and enjoying the movements and the sensations. Coming back to center. Just two more releases. Bringing those feet out wide, the wide edges of the mat. And we're going to drop one knee at a time into the center. Nice and slowly. going back and forth, bringing all your awareness to all the beautiful sensations in your body, keeping the breath flowing. And coming back to center, we're going to walk those feet back in together. And we're going to drop the knees over to one side. You can either windshield wiper the knees together side to side. This, I would try both if you like. Or you can have them over to one side, bring the upper knee up and over, and allowing the bottom to follow and come over, become the upper knee. And lifting that top knee, coming over, letting that bottom knee come over at its time, and continuing this at your own pace. Double knee drop. And engage those bandhas and breathe. And coming back to center. And let's bring those knees into the chest. Rocking back and forth. The final releasing of the lower back. And then letting those feet extend out. Getting in a very comfortable position. Allowing the legs to be a little wider apart. Feet, if you can, letting them flop outward. Arms a little out from the body with the palms up into this beautiful receptive pose. And if you need a blanket, or if you need anything, just laying down in Savasana, I'm going to sit up to guide you so that I don't fall asleep through this pose, through this Savasana. Allowing yourself to simply let the entire body sink into the earth, releasing all tension in the body. Release any holding of tension in any of the muscles. Feeling the body become heavier. And feeling it sink deeper into the earth. We're going to move into asana, physical body, the Anamaya Kosha. Feeling this physical body deeply. Feeling the body, the whole backside of the body that is connected to the earth. And bringing your awareness now to the front side of the body. The lower half of your body, your legs, your hips, your ankles, your feet and toes, fully present. And the upper body, feeling the chest, the shoulders, the abdomen, the back, shoulder blades, the neck, the head, the face, all the sensory, eyes, nose, ears, mouth. Bring your awareness to the right side of your body, right leg, right side of your torso, side body, right chest, the right shoulder, the right arm, the right side of your head and face. And bringing your full attention and awareness to the left side of the body, left leg, side body, arm, shoulder, hand, the left side of the head and face. And now bring your awareness and your attention to the entire body, 360 degrees. Every finger, every toe, every organ, the whole body. Feel the body relax even deeper. The bones become heavier, sinking in towards the earth. All the systems of the body relaxing, the circulatory system, the heart relaxing, the respiratory, the lungs relaxing, the digestive system, digestive organs relaxing, endocrine system, all the glands relaxed, at peace, skeletal system, the bones relaxed, the muscular system relaxed, released, the reproductive system relaxed, vibrant, and the nervous system, brain and spinal column relaxed and released. Just feel that blanket, peace and deep relaxation. Immerse the brain and spinal column. And allowing the body to just rest in relaxation. Begin to bring a few breaths into the lower belly. Moving into the Pranamaya kosha, breath, prana, more subtle body. Honoring those more subtle systems, the chakra system, kosha system, the layers of your being. So we're now in the Pranamaya kosha. We're deeper inside the body, yet this energy field expands further out away from the body. So we're more deeply still and connected from within, and we're more expanded out away from the body. It's a sense of expansion in this Pranamaya kosha and deepening. Simply breathing into the belly, allowing this pranic energy, this breath, this prana to be the focus. We're going to let this prana body simply automatically breathe and take care of itself. It has all the intelligence to do so. And we're going to dive into, as we move through the Eightfold Path, we're going to dive into Pratyahara. And with the koshas, we're moving into the Manamaya kosha. So we're moving into the mental and the emotional bodies, even more expanded, a more expanded part of ourselves, even deeper within. We're going to notice the inner sensations first, the inner aliveness. Maybe we may notice the heart beating within us, or some pulsations of energy, tingling, warmth, cool, trembling. Bringing our awareness to the inner aliveness, this dynamic energy field within us. Diving within, basking in this inner energies. As we rest in this Manamaya kosha, bring your awareness to the emotional being. No judgment, not pushing anything away, just noticing what is arising emotionally for you. Feel what is ever there deeply, and then let it go. Whatever is there next, feel deeply, and let it go. Even if it's the same sensation and emotion, continue to feel it deeply and let it go. Basking in the nectar, the aliveness of sensation and the depth of emotion. Bring it on. And we're going to move now into the Vijnanamaya kosha and single pointed focus. So I'm going to invite you to focus on one word: home, love, peace, truth, the beloved's name, openness, surrender. Find that word, choose it quickly, and begin to single pointed focus on this one word. It could be I am, that's two, or just I, or I am. One word or statement. Repeating this silently to yourself. If your mind wanders, kindly and gently, like you would a small child, guide it back to your mantra, your single point of focus. Holding that single point of focus for a few more minutes. No distractions from this single point of focus. All the attention on your mantra. Now release this focus and allow the mind to remain in a silent, still meditation. Imagining your mind and consciousness as a beautiful pool of water, crystal clear, infinitely deep, and glass smooth. And rest in this meditative awareness. As we rest in this meditation, this meditative flow, silent stillness, we knock on the door of Samadhi, Anandamaya Kosha, the bliss body. And we expand infinitely in all directions. We become everything, yet no one thing in particular. Everywhere, nowhere. Everything, everywhere. Everything, nothing. Everywhere, nowhere. Come back to our single point of focus. Repeating our mantra. Back into Pratyahara, using all the aliveness and inner sensation. And beginning to breathe into the belly. Moving from Manamaya Kosha into the Pranamaya Kosha. And letting everything go. Feeling the physical body, feeling the earth below you, supporting your body, holding you. Bringing your awareness back to the physical body. 360 degrees. Your finger and toe, arm and leg, the head, the chest, the pelvis, torso, your physical beingness. And beginning to wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes. Coming back into the body more and more, gently, kindly. Stretching out the arms and legs. Maybe a nice big yawn. And rolling over when you're ready to one side. And coming up to a seated position. And taking this moment now to check in with your inner being. Check in with yourself, noticing where you're at, the emotions, the inner sensations, the physical body, the mental state of clarity, maybe even noticing any shifts and deepenings or changes from when you checked in at the beginning of practice. Noticing without judgment, neutral observer. And bringing yourself now to that intention that you set at the beginning of practice. And bring it back into the consciousness, set it into that conscious awareness, planting it like a seed that will come to fruition in its perfect time. If well watered and nourished with sunlight and nutrients, attention. And set that out to the universe as well, for this or better. See if I have a chant, a spontaneous blessing chant for you. Utamaya, Utamaya, Utamaya Kehonia Teheya, Utamaya, Utamaya, Utamene Kehonia Tehe, Uteheya Keania Tehe Teheya, Unya. Utame, utame teke unete, utame apune ahaya, utahaya. We will conclude with a namaste. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, of light, of truth, and of peace. When you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we are one. Namaste. In grace, with Ecstatic Yoga. You can go to EcstaticYoga.Studio. Find out more about our yoga teacher trainings and our yoga retreats. Wishing you a most beautiful and most blessed day.